What's up, YouTube? So, I thought of a good way to cleanse your aura, and for me, it's actually working. So, if I can tell you a little about me, in case you haven't seen my videos, I deal with spirit attachments, and they come in the form of psychic attacks and hallucinations and intrusive thoughts, images in my head that are really disgusting and they're really irritating. So, in order to get rid of these things like spirit attachments and waywards and even like demons to some extent. No, even demons. Um, Cleanse your aura. So by cleansing your aura, you're getting rid of all the impurities that enable these beings to attack you. So what you want to do is it's very simple. Get a piece of paper and write. Can you see that? My aura is cleansed. It is for my highest good. And if you want, you can put this too, if you believe in some kind of deity, but I put God is commanding this to happen, which is really more from my own mind because I'm not commanding God to work. God's just working on my behalf, and it's important that I recognize that and know it. So I put that down. You could also put it is meant to happen, which is a very powerful thing. And you can even do other things besides cleansing your aura. Like another thing I do is my heart is full. And it does that. Like I've been experiencing so much happiness and joy lately. And it comes and goes, but it's a lot more than I used to feel. So what you want to do after you write it down is take an essential oil. I'm using the eucalyptus, which is very cleansing. And just simply, I won't do it right now because I already did it today. But you just drop like a dot on it, or 2 dots, onto the paper. And let it spread, then put it down. And that's basically your ritual, or your spell. So do this once a day, every day, and do it for at least 3 weeks, if not longer. It depends on the person and your level of experience with things like this. But it's a very simple ritual for cleansing your aura or making your heart full, which will bring you happiness and good feelings, peace, love. So just do stuff like that. And I feel like there's more I want to say on this, but let me think. Um, Another thing you want to do is I feel like this is very important. It's important for me at least, but develop a relationship with some kind of higher being, like a creator, deity, or an angel. Something that represents like the highest goodness, light, love. So that's what God represents at least, or angels, or even you can work with Hindu deities that represent love, or that um, serve love, or pagan deities, Egyptian deities, whatever you want to work with. But I just keep it simple and work with angels and God. So, yeah, do that ritual once a day. And the reason why this works, I'll tell you, is well, first of all, you have to have a mentality that magic works and that these rituals really have an effect. But the reason why it works is that you have to understand, for me, it works because my mentality. So, my mentality is that life is a dream, and that, like in a dream, if you speak a word or think something or do something, that thing that you're intending in your speech, thoughts, or actions will manifest into your dream reality. And that's exactly how this world works. And I've actually seen things come into my reality by doing this, so I know it works. But if you want either further evidence for it, it's that imagine if you're like almost like a caveman. This is more of a thought experiment. You don't know anything about the world. You don't know religion. You don't know science. You don't know philosophy. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing in life other than what you're just doing basically on impulse. As time goes on and your intelligence develops, you'll believe like anything. So if someone told you just do this and that works, you'll do it and it'll work. Maybe that kind of takes a leap of faith. Maybe that wasn't a good example to. Maybe that wasn't good evidence for why this works, but it me doing that thought experiment really opened my eyes to things. You can almost see it as like the tabula rasa thing. So if you're just like a blank slate, you would believe anything because that's exactly what this existence is. You're just believing whatever you want to believe. And I think the average person in the world will believe normal things, quote unquote, because they're socially acceptable and they make sense logically. But logic isn't everything. Again, with magic, like, I think you really need to be a certain type of person in order to believe in it and see the effects of it. You're going to see the effects of it when you practice it. And in order to practice it, you just have to be that kind of a person to just believe it. So, I feel like most of my viewers are people who do believe in these things, so that works. And that's why I make these videos, is for people like me who believe in these things. And I try to give people advice and tips on doing these things. And I do try to make it reasonable as far as like making sense of it. Because I don't know if it's always a good thing to just believe in magic because you just want to believe it. I don't know. My thoughts are very scattered on it, but I just feel like a little bit of logic and a little bit of contemplation and observance, and most importantly, honesty with yourself. What do you actually understand about reality? That was my like eye-opening thing that I experienced when I was like 17, asking myself that question, like, what do I actually understand about reality? Because I feel like I don't know anything about it, but that's a good thing because it opens me up to more, and I can see the truth in an entire history all throughout humanity of these things like shamanism, the occult, religion, myth, spirituality, all things like that. Alright, so peace.